I'm talking today about emerging therapies that has been a very hot topic here at the conference and continues to be, and is a very large area of research in the community. There are a number of targets that we're sort of looking at. The area of neuroprotection, I think, is probably the key area that most people are interested in. This is targeted therapies that can slow the disease down. There are a number of very specific therapies that are now being investigated. I think of interest are genetic targets, so genes that we know are commonly inherited in Parkinson's disease, for example LRRK2. There are now trials ongoing looking at specific kinase inhibitors, and these are in phase 2, phase 3 development and seem to be going well and very well tolerated, so this is very exciting for the field, particularly as LRRK2 may also be a gene that may also increase susceptibility to Parkinson's, even in those people who haven't got the full mutation. So I think this is going to be important for the general population of Parkinson's disease. The other common genetic predisposition is glucose 3-biosidase, or GBA, and there are a number of therapies ongoing targeting this gene. One interesting one is an already available drug called Ambroxol, which is a cough medicine inhibitor, and this is also now being repurposed for use as a neuroprotectant. There are also very specific drugs that are being targeted for GBA, and I think, again, a very important area of drug development. Two recent trials that were unfortunately negative targeting alpha-synuclein are also of interest. These trials were published in the New England Journal last year but failed to reach their endpoint. However, looking at some of the subscores, it does seem as if maybe a subscore within this trial was positive, and there's also some recent interest looking at people who had wearables as part of the trial, and these people actually did show perhaps some improved outcome on the drug. So I think more watch this space for that type of target. The other area of real interest is anti-inflammatories. The immune system, we know, is a real key area of part of the condition that really is important and perhaps less well explored. So targeting the immune system, I think, is also really of importance. And there are a number of ways of targeting this, both centrally with targeting T and B cells, but also peripherally targeting the gut, the microbiome, and again, a number of studies looking at these particular targets. In terms of other ways in which we can target neuroprotection or really focus on neuroprotection is looking at repurposing drugs that are already out there for other indications, and there are a number of these that are being looked at really as a hypothesis generating idea and study. And so, for example, targeting insulin and glucose is the way that some of these novel drugs that are available for diabetes are being investigated. And again, there's been a number of studies looking at these and ongoing studies with other drugs targeting this mechanism. And so I think another very interesting area of emerging drugs for Parkinson's neuroprotection. And then finally, in terms of motor symptoms, what's emerging here for people with Parkinson's who have symptoms and need perhaps better therapy, I think perhaps one of the most interesting areas is the development of subcutaneous levodopa, so giving the most effective drug for Parkinson's, but in a more sustained delivery system. And there are a number of these in development. And we obviously hope that some of these will be approved and be available for our patients to help them with these debilitating motor symptoms. So I think that's really a synopsis of emerging therapies in Parkinson's as it stands today.